Wait, let's go over this.
This is definitely
Uh,
Western scene, there wasn't always a lot of success with the Challenger Series trying to promote up. But in Korea, winners match.
okay, so this is the winners match between Seorabeol and Dynamics, which basically means that which basically it basically means that whoever wins this auto qualifies for the LCK. The loser has to win they have to face Sandbox. It ended up being between Griffin and Sandbox for the losers match. They have to face Sandbox for the last spot in the LCK. So it's a very important game. That'll do. Very important game. Dynamics and Seorabeol had faced twice before. Seorabeol won both matches. They won the first one 2-0. They won the second one 2-1. So, if you don't know about Seorabeol, let's go over Seorabeol.
I got a C the S job today.
Oh wait, we can just do this. So Seorabeol ended up. Oh wait a minute. Seorabeol finished first place over Dynamic, but nonetheless, let's look at Seorabeol. Mainster is Thal, Dan, Saudi, and Nova. Thal is a former SKT and Honda Life top laner. He has a lot of experiences. Best champion is definitely the Aatrox. His Gangplank is good. His Darius is really good. His Camille is really good. I'd probably say his top 3 champions. Wait, you know what I can do? I have this. I forgot about this. This makes it so much easier. So Thal, former SKT of my life. Aatrox, more aggressive Darius. His top 3 picks, pocket pick Camille. Thal. Sangyun is another significant player on the roster. Freak Gift Bricks, Rocks, Holland Life, Misfortune, Aphelios, Ezreal as top 5 champions. So Misfortune is his most played champion. It's statistically his best champion, but I probably wouldn't say it's his best champion. Because Misfortune requires a really good ability control, which is a really good mechanic for being I feel like for being an ADC in general, you have to have really good ability control, and it's something that Sangyun lacks. He whiffs a lot of Misfortune ultimates. His E's are off sometimes. But the biggest thing, though, is him whiffing a lot of Misfortune ultimates. He's had some really bad Misfortune ultimates this year. Their liabilities are mid lane, Damchung, Syndra, Rise, Azir, and his pocket pick's actually Gallia. I need to change that. That's bad. His pocket pick is the Galio. The reason why he's the liability on this team is because he's quite obviously the worst player. All these players are former LCK. They're all, I would say, probably bottom 3 LCK players. Damchung doesn't even deserve to be LCK. He's I would probably. Well, no, there are some. He's better than some players when they play in the LCK. Like in a perfect world where you have the top 10 mid laners playing in the LCK, Damchung is definitely not one of those. He's certain. I would not even say he's in the top 15 Korean mid lane. He's pretty down there. On the other side, you have Dynamics, Rich, Beyond, Kuzan, Face Geeker. The key players are Rich and Kuzan. Both of them are former Gen G. Kuzan's also played for Honda Life Esports, Rocks, Tigers, and Junior. So the thing about Rich is that he's a former Hero of the Storm player. He was he was regarded as the best player in that esport. People call him the faker of Heroes of the Storm. Their liability is Beyond, who was certainly not a liability this promotion tournament. He played very well, which says in itself why Dynamics have done so well.
Game number 1.
Team Dynamics will be on the blue side to start things off, wearing their correct colors. I like that a lot. As Seorabeol Gaming, of course, we spoke about this yesterday. They are named after a rice cake shop, and Seorabeol is actually the name of the place that the shop is at, but it's an ancient name, from very long ago.
Okay.
Told me about that, how it's named after a rice shop. Let's talk about these bands first of all. Wait for that. Okay. So the bands are Grave, Bars, Lucian for Seorabeol. The reason being Lucian is a good pocket pick for both the solo laners. Fies played Vars 3 times in the Challengers Career Finals. He played the big Vars, and it was a big key to their victory. And they're banning Graves. I'm not sure why they banned Graves on this. Oh no, I know why they banned Graves. Because Beyond played a game of Graves, and it's a pocket pick for him actually. It's a deep pocket pick though. I haven't seen it. We haven't seen him pick Graves in forever. And he had changed. And he ended up playing it. He did really well. There it is. There we go. Okay. But yeah, they Dynamics triple ban jungle, which I thought was interesting. After the game, in an interview, their coach said that they thought Cacao, that this time around they wanted to focus on target banning Cacao because they felt like he was the key player for Seorabeol. So that's why they wanted to ban. They ended up winning, but I don't think it was because of the triple jungle ban. I feel like Cacao wasn't the reason or well, maybe we'll know more in depth. When I was watching, I was really tired, so we'll see. But Thaw hovering the Darius doesn't want to pick a blind. I think they end up picking the set. That's what they ended up picking. So they pick up the set, which is going to be most likely Nova playing it. Let's talk about already the problem with this track. So the reason why Fies played Vars 3 times in the CK finals was because Aphelios was either banned or picked every game by Spear Gaming. And the reasoning for that is because FaZe is 10-0 on the Aphelios. It's his best champion. He has the highest KDA and CK on that champion. He has the most damage per minute on that champion. It's safe to say the best Aphelios player in CK. So I don't really understand why they banned the Var. I'd rather him be playing Varus, or I'd rather just give up the Graves and counterpick that. But they let them first pick the Aphelios. It's not the only problem with the draft. So as we'll see here in a moment, they pick. This is a very common red side first red side pick for them. Is the Misfortune second and then the set first. That or the Aatrox almost every time. Let's talk about why it should have. Why the Aatrox, usually being the Aatrox, is really key here. As we see, Jarvan and Aatrox pick was the return pick, and that's really important because Rich, his main champion, is Aatrox, and Fall, his main champion, is Aatrox. So whoever picks Aatrox, the other top laner is forced into an uncomfortable. Well, not uncomfortable. For Rich, it would be uncomfortable, which is why I'm saying someone would have picked the Aatrox. They should have put them out. They could have forced Rich into an uncomfortable champion. And it could have been so big for them if they would have picked the Aatrox instead of the set, because Dynamics aren't really set players. Cougars played it a couple times, but Rich isn't the greatest set player beyond that they play the jungle, and Tucson has no interest in playing it as far as I know. But their return pick, I think, is the Rek'Sai. And let's talk about the Rek'Sai pick. You pick it because it's a counter to Jarvan, and theory, whenever he flag and drags, if you queue up the auto attack, or he flag and drag, you can knock him up, I believe, before he knocks you up. But the problem with Rek'Sai is that he doesn't scale very well compared to, well, not, he does scale, like in solo queue, he does a lot of damage late queue. But if like versus the Jarvan, he's gonna lose the mid to late game. Jarvan's gonna be a lot more useful with Steam. He's gonna have the Cataclysm. He's gonna be tanky. He's gonna have the E. But other junglers like Jarvan bring a lot more to the table than Rek'Sai, which is why Jarvan has the advantage over the Rek'Sai outside of the laning phase. Let's talk about the bans. So it was Syndra Darius on one side, and then it was LeBlanc Azir for the other. These are just the Azir, the Long, and the Centaur are very standard mid lane man. The Darius is specifically targeted at Null because they know that Nova's going to be playing the set. And they don't want to play the Aatrox into the Darius, and they just don't. They want to respect False Darius. I think he picks Camille in this game. Galio is a really good pick here. Like I said, that's Dan Chung's pocket pick. Now the prompt, and also it's really good for counter engaging the Jarvan, because if Jarvan goes in and uses Cataclysm, then the Galio can ult whoever was ulted, and it used to be that you give them resistance and you heard from the kill. Obviously, Galio hasn't been able to do that in forever, but still, the point of it is that it discourages them from continuing fighting in the Cataclysm, or else they get ducked. And also, they pick Camille here, which is really good in combination with the Galio, because you can ult somebody, and then you Galio ult Camille, and you have guaranteed lockdown on that person for some, like, fucking, like, 10, like, 9, 10 seconds. Really good. Let's talk about these picks. Tarek, obviously a really good support right now. There's a lot of reasons to it. The Cosmic Radiance is obviously a big reason. It brings a lot to team fights. The stun is really good. It composes well with certain ADCs, with the Philios, because he has the Gravity Gun. It also composes well with Callista, because she has the Rend. It composes well with Varus, because he has the slow, the E-slow. And in general, if you have a ADC that's capable of applying crowd control, you want to take Tarek and that maybe dealing, because he can then follow up that CC with the CC of his own. It's really good lockdown. The Corki is picked because the Corki is good into Galio. He's ranged, and he has mixed damage, which is good into Galio. And like I said, they picked the Camille here. It's one of Thal's signature picks. I think I put it down, didn't I? It's one of the pocket picks. I love how this lawnmower being in right outside and it really be heard. Well, the dogs, when they get close, bark really loud, you can hear it, I think. But nonetheless, oh, that actually would have been really nice to see. Yeah, see the most banned champions. Where's the most banned against? Did they ban Elise? Yeah, they did. What was I gonna do? Right, I was looking at this. I think I listened. Yeah, community fun things. All right, let's go back to full screen. Oh, sorry, forward. Okay. We're going to times 2 speed. So, very standard 5-point starts. This is very orthodox in League of Legends in general, especially so in CK. 5-point is almost always started. No team wants to invade. Their compositions don't really call for invades. They don't have any invade tools. Cougar arguably does have the invade tool, and so does Danchung and Nova. But if you start E or W on either of those champions, it's tough. Cougar is fine starting E, I think, though. I think you start E Tarek normally. At least that's what I started. This is a very tough matchup for the Galio, like I said, range. She does have that gap close when he gets to level 2, and it's going to certainly help him. But Kuzan also has a dash. Is the problem with that. So this is really important here is who hits level 2 first. You look in the bot lane, the supports are playing at a brush, very standard. The reason for playing out of brush is because if you're not in Fog 4, they don't know where you are, and they it's better that way. It's even if they 99% know you're in that bush, that 1% will do wonders. And they don't know specifically where you are in the bush. You want to play out of Fog 4 as much as possible when you're playing a support position. We see a gank happen here. Let's go back, actually. So we see Dan Chung does a really good job by selling this gank. He doesn't change his playstyle at all with Kakao coming. You don't have to. Kakao has a really big gap closer. So he positions in a spot where you can flash if Kuzan W's or flashes. Kuzan ends up saving his flash here, which I don't think he did by choice. I think so like right like here, I think he decides that he doesn't want to flash. But I think like right here, he's like, damn, I wish I could flash. So saves the flash, does die. The biggest thing about that though is Rek'Sai gets the kill, which is really good for your early game, but it's really terrible actually for your late game if Kakao gets all the kills. You don't want your Rek'Sai getting the kills. You very rarely want your jungler getting the kills unless it's somebody, unless it's like a carry jungler, like Arthas is a good example of a carry jungler that you won't get. Even then though, you don't really want the kills in the curve because he scales either way. But nonetheless, spooky could be falling. Thanks for falling. Are you seeing? Why are you even still here? But yeah, really good job. Now you play this for rebond his items. That's so weird. Beyond walks up, but he just recalls in brush. I think he was just walking up to see if he could find vision. So they show here the record between the two teams: 1-4 game score, 2-0 match score. So I thought if Dynamics were going to win here, it was going to be 2-1. I didn't think it would be the result that it was. I was very surprised to see Dynamics win this one 2-0. Some very standard laning going on. We do see that both teams are starting to ping the dragon. Seorabeol do initiate that they want to do it, so they do start moving down and putting down vision. Now that they have the vision control, they're going to start it up, and I'm pretty sure that Dynamics can test this, but I don't think they get it. Oh no, they handed it to them. Forgot about that. So let's talk about why they handed it to them. So, normally, when you look at this, you would think, well, why aren't they finishing the dragon? The reasoning behind that is there's a control ward right here. Rich has teleport. Fall has no teleport. Dancheng has teleport, but he's already there, so his teleport means nothing. So Dynamics have the teleport advantage with Rich there. And if he teleports down, they're going to have to fight that 5v4. And that is very unfavorable considering that the Aatrox is World Ender. And you just don't want to fight that. The only level 6 is Dancheng. That's going to do absolutely nothing for you in this fight. So to no surprise, they have to give over the dragon. It was a very bad call for them to start it, considering that Thought would not teleport. I didn't think they thought Rich would reset in response to that. And Rich walks back to lane instead of teleporting. Which is really nice because you get to keep that teleporter. So let's watch this game. I'm pretty sure he just dies. Oh no, he lives. He has to pop the world ender, but that's not you. You don't worry about that. Well, he had the flash really, which is the biggest thing. Nova has the Omni Stone and he has a Predator, so he pops it to run over to help Soderbold do the Herald. Now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Herald call. Let's talk about why this. So this is why this was a poor help. They get the flag from the Rich, and he has to reset. And because of that, they instantly call for the Herald play. They're dedicating everybody except for Sungyun, who is walking back and forth here. He's missing CS. It's going to crash into the turret. He's going to miss some of that CS. It's still walking around instead of taking the short way, taking the long way to be respectful, even though there's nobody. He knows there's nobody there, but he's walking the long way, so he's missing out on a lot of gold for no reason. They get the Herald here. However, the problem is that they didn't respect. They either didn't respect or forgot about the fact that Rich had teleport. And because of that, they're now forced to fight this for. They're forced to fight this 4v4. Now the thing is, they get out. Nobody. Here's the biggest thing about it. They get out here. How did it surprises me that they get away with this? That's the biggest thing. I'm surprised that they get away with this. This Herald play. So this Beyond doesn't want to. Well, they do get a flash at least, but Beyond doesn't want to jump onto Nova because he's respecting Danchung's ultimate. But I think they win that even if Danchung ults there. You have the Aphelios ultimate. That means you have two people in that Cataclysm, so you're guaranteed. Oh wait, Aphelios isn't even there. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ignore me. Ignore me. Still though, yeah. Oh. Speaking of poor decisions, let's talk about this poor decision. Let's watch everything that happens that he does. Knows that Cacao is top 5. Knows that Thal is level 6. Isn't respecting that. Doesn't have the world ender, so he shouldn't be playing that close anyway. He has almost no minions here. I think if you just stand away and soak the XP, and if you hooks to the wall, you just E out of range. You just soak XP there. I don't think you move up and you're trying to trade. So the dynamics are down. 2-0. They're about to lose first turret. So right now, Subbol's up 3k gold. Their team comp. That is very good for them. It would be good for any team normally. I should reiterate this. It would normally be very good for any team for this game state. So, however, let's talk about something really important here. Both the kills are on Cacao. Sungyun's even in CS. All is down in CS. So in reality, he's still even in gold with Rich. Same goes for mid lane. The Redemption does have the XP right there. So in reality here, this gold lead is basically, I wouldn't say non-existent, but in 10 minutes it's going to be. If this game state stayed where it was for the next 10 minutes, Dynamic will be perfectly fine with that. Which is why we see them playing slow and steady. Yeah, that too. Dying whenever the wave is pushing the top is the best way to fuck yourself. It's very true. Yeah. Times 2 speed. Is there a bind for that? Actually, I don't think I'm going to because I think it's gonna happen. I don't think anything happens. Oh no, this is a really okay. This is a really. Wait, no, it's not here. Is this the play? I thought that was the play. I guess not. Oh no, it was here. Well, it wasn't the play that I was looking forward to talking about, but okay. This time, Soderbold could potentially contest this. Let's take a look at game state. Nova doesn't have flash. I don't know when he's going to have it because of the Hex Tech. thing there. They fought over Herald, so we should have Flash soon. I think he won the last Flash with a Herald, right? So he should have Flash soon. No, I don't think he has Flash for this fight. He has it soon. Dynamics have all the important summoners except for Rich's Flash. They have all ultimates. So we'll have all ultimates. So the only thing that Seorabeol are lacking is the summoner spell. That's a really good pack. Oh yeah, that's another thing I didn't talk about. Is that is the biggest deter. Is that the word I'm looking for here? For Seorabeol not to move up here is the core key package. That is such a vital time. I mean, such a vital use of the package. Using it to zone Seorabeol away. Cacao specifically. Forcing him to tunnel over. He can't get to Dragon. They get Dragon easy peasy. FaZe misses the CS but catches the other two. Alright, this is the play. Let's talk about this synergy. This is the synergy I was talking about earlier. You have Thaw ultimate into Galio ultimate. He flashes, uses Proto Belt. He just burned everything for the kill there. They except for Thaw's flash, they burned everything. Now here's the problem with that. Let's talk about the map state before they initiated that play. So they're initiating the play. I don't know. Do they have vision on set here? They don't. Okay, here they get vision on Jarvan. Jarvan's rotating up. Oh wait, set's on their team. I have no idea what I'm talking about. So up here, they're gonna show the replay of it, but up here, Cacao is sitting on a ward, and he's spotted out by the Aatrox. So they know Jarvan's there. They know Guger's there. They see the Aatrox coming up, and he's about to mess up Cacao. So that jungler's dead, and Rich has World Under, so he's gonna get a reset off of that and come in with an extended World Under. Galio, you have no ultimate for the Camille, you have no ultimate for the Galio, you have no flash for the Galio. So Camille has to recall and leave. Nova has the ultimate, but he doesn't have flash. Cosmic Radiance is used here. So the ultimate, all it does is just make... See, that's the biggest thing. That I was really confused by this ultimate here. So you see Jarvan EQ there. I don't think he even saw Jarvan. He didn't even see Jarvan EQ. So for all I know, Beyond has EQ. So why do you ult there so Beyond can just EQ back over? Why do you even ult there? Even if Beyond didn't have EQ, Dancheng dies there. Because Rich is right here. He's about to kill Cacao. If Dancheng doesn't die to Beyond and Guger here, Rich just comes around with World Under and kills him. Very poor use of the ultimate, in my opinion. Beyond flashing for that, jeez. And then Nova's caught out of position. So that's just a triple whammy. He's now caught out of position because he's stuck in this really awkward spot where he either has to walk into the turret vision or try to walk through jungle and try to sneak away. You can't do that because you have the control ward here and you have them going here. So his best option would have probably been to go here and try to recall, but you can't do that either because they'll eventually find you. So Nova really screwed himself over there. It was just Nova was desperate, I think, to try to make a play, and he didn't think about the consequences of putting himself in that position. And yeah, that too. They're fighting one by, and like one would look at this and they'd be like, well, they're not fighting one by choice. They're just getting caught out, but they are fighting one by choice. Cacao is voluntarily fighting the Aatrox one-on-one. Thought he could beat him one-on-one. I have no idea why he thought that. It's 13 minutes into the game. He has the Warfield and he has the Ninja Dub. You didn't beat him. There's no, especially considering you're sitting on a ward. You didn't even sweep it. Do you have a sweep? You didn't even sweep the push, Cacao. What are you doing? Didn't even sweep the crush. Nova is stuck out here, so they're fighting 2-on-1 here. Then he flips over the wall, so they're fighting 2-on-1 again. 1-on-1 happening here. Now it's 4-on-1 on Nova. So they're dying 1 by 1 by choice. Nova doesn't have... Oh, wait, that's right. Do you think Camille should have E-Flash for the stun? Maybe Galio doesn't have to burn Flash instead. I'd have to look back at that. Let's look back at that. Oh, I went too far. No. I don't think the E-Flash changes the fact that Danjung has to flash there. Because, well, let's see. E-Stun means that he's stunned there. I mean, E-Flash means he's stunned there. Camille probably gets an auto attack and a Q. So he probably gets 2 auto attacks because he gets auto Q for 2 auto attack. Which just means he's locked down right here anyway. And he has too much health. He has too much health to where that would have been. Well, does he have? Well, No, he has too much health to where that would have been a difference. Danjung has to flash there either way, I think. That's a good question, though. That is actually, I think he should even if Thal could see the future and tell that exact series was going to happen. I honestly don't know why he doesn't even flash there. Like, why does he not flash right? I guess he was already set on just eating into the ultimate. I guess he didn't want to stun. I guess he just wanted to gap close. But we see the replay there. Kakao sitting on a ward, and he gets his tunnel canceled. That's a tragedy. That was a tragedy, man. I don't know why FaZe flashed there, but he wants to be involved, I guess. Good job by Nova and Songyun clearing vision there. I think they spotted Jarvan walking up to those Krugs. Kuzan's gonna solo this blue buff. They see that they start Herald. They see Seorabeol fully rotate to it. FaZe is gonna stay bot to take the turret. Seorabeol rotate back since they know they're gonna do this. Oh, actually, I just realized something. Let's talk about this big brain. Let's talk about this big brain macro. Okay, from Dynamics here. And this is why I think Googer should be on at least a low quality LCK. I think if you put who's the support right now for Hanwha Life? How do I not know this? The support is Lehens. Lehens is pretty bad. That's just I'm biased against Lehens though. I wasn't impressed by him in CK, entirely. He was one of the better supports, but I mean, still, Googer should be on a team like Hanwha Life, a team with a young core. Because let's talk about this big brain macro that happens. So, Soto will rotate there. Sangyun and Nova, they ping out that FaZe is staying bot lane. And they see Googer clearing the ward. They know that Dynamics' bot lane has no interest in rotating to this play. So with that, I don't know who calls this between Googer and Beyond, but they see them rotating back. I think that's Googer calling that. Googer calls for them to wait there. They think it's... wait, hold on, is that... Okay, that's their Fogger War. I was going to say, I was like, wait, they had vision on them? Never mind. They think it's just Googer there. For some reason, they decide to split. Griffin Googer maybe could have saved them. Maybe. I don't think yeah. It would take a lot more than that, but having Googer over Wadid would have definitely made a big difference. I thought that Wadid would have brought the experience to tell Griffin to stop making the mistakes that caused them to lose the game, like not building ornaments, as LS calls it. Picking poor fights. stuff like that. You would think that a experienced shot caller like Wadid would change that, but apparently it didn't. Iroh was questionable. Yeah, Iroh was I don't know why they subbed out. I don't know why they subbed in Iroh. Fail flash, unfortunately. But yeah, they split up, and then Beyond goes in. They kill Songyun. Easy kill. Really good shot calling by Gugur to do that play. They get a free kill there. And they're in a great position for this flank. Dangcheng just used his stun, his taunt, so they have to fall back. They don't get the tower. They take the turret in the bot lane. So, really good by Dynamic. Really good play. Wait, I recognize your name. Are you who I think I am? I mean, are you who I think you are? Yeah, okay. That's wait. Yeah, you are who I thought you are. Yeah. No, I don't like that. So Jarvan is going for the late game tank Jarvan, and I don't like that he has 2 kills. I don't like that. But I mean, so does Kikau, and if I got to choose between who got kills between, if like you could tell me, okay, there's 2 teams, one of them has a Rek'Sai, one of them has a Jarvan. Who would you rather have 2 killed? I would probably tell you the Jarvan. Well, actually, I'd ask you at what point in the game, because pre-15, I'd rather Kakao have those kills, but like at this point in the game, I'd rather Beyond have those kills. Because he's building Gargoyles, I think is what he's building next. And he's going to be a big lad. Kuzan has Package, so he basically has a Giga Flash. And again, Package, while the Dragon is up, really big. It's zoning them away. It's not the only thing zoning them away, but it's playing a really big factor to the fact that they can't engage, because they're going to be stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Let's go over this full dragon fight in depth, though. So they know they're doing it. They have the vision on them going into the pit. They have the vision on Fiaz. Fiaz does a good job by queuing the brush. Let's talk about something really goofy that Kakao does over here. He does nothing. Spoiler alert. He is not involved in this fight whatsoever, which makes this a 4v5. So let's talk about what happens as a result of this being a 1v5. Rich is scared of nobody, so he gets to go in. And let's talk about that. This shouldn't have happened. Rich, really good job by warding there. That shouldn't have happened. Doesn't he have W? Yeah, why does he not full combo Rich there? Why is he just standing there? See, that's the thing with Seorabeol, this fight specifically. Everybody's just standing around, and again, the point that Marshall brought up earlier in chat. They're dying one by one. And it's not like they're doing it involuntarily. It's not like they're getting picked off one by one by like the fantastic positioning in these team fights. They're voluntarily fighting this one by one. I was really worried Kuzan was gonna face check all there. Good job by him. So they get 2 free kills and along with the dragon. That didn't have to happen. And if Dancheng, did he have ult? He had ult. He could have full comboed. Once he's comboed. Yeah, they have such a good wombo too. Like that's what I was about to bring up. Like let's talk about something here. If he E's, W's, and then Nova, does he have ultimate? I'm looking at the wrong side. Nova has ultimate. Nova can position. If Nova walked down, Dancheng walks down as EW ults onto Nova. Nova ults him into the wall. You're burning a lot onto that, but you can disengage. I think you can disengage at that point. Well, I don't know about burning both ultimates there, but like, still, I don't even know about burning any ultimates there. But Dancheng should have done something about Rich here. The fact that he just lets him kill Nova is a bit baffling. Yeah, using the ults there would have been a bit overkill onto just Rich, but because then they would have lost the team fight. But like doing at least something. If you're not going to contest a dragon and you're just gonna stand around and play chicken with dynamics, don't be there. Don't be there to give them kills. Really good job by Songyun ulting the wave. Yeah, and they're caught off guard when they shouldn't be. Like, what is there to be caught off guard about? You've played against Aatrox like 20 times. This is not new to you. Playing into Aatrox isn't new. You know what Aatrox does as a champion, and that's just in pro play. You probably played against an Aatrox hundreds of times, if not thousands, or not thousands, several hundreds of times. Nova and Denshang have probably played against an Aatrox several hundreds of times, and they're just not. They're acting like they've never seen the champion before. Like they're new to League of Legends. They have no idea what Aatrox does. Like they're acting like they're playing on PBE whenever Aatrox was released. Like, what the fuck does this guy do? I don't know what he does. Oh, he just knocked me up 3 times in a row. Now I'm dead. What the hell was that? You know what the champion does. Come on. You know that you see CM and it fucks up his combo. Come on. I think Dahl just dies. No, he gets away. He flashes. They zoom in under Rich. So Fiez, that's a really good combination. When I play Aphelios, I love getting those 2 guns. It's so good for taking down turrets. Oh, wait a minute. Did they spot him? No, they did. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at that. Instantly they spot out the teleport and they back off. And not only that, they know that they're coming that way too. So they go for try to find the isolated pick, force stall out of the jungle. Unfortunately, Kuzan didn't get the memo and he dies. I think he gets away. Yeah, nice. I thought he died there. No, he gets away. Oh. And let's talk about this. So no dash, no proto belt, no tunnel for Cacao. They're fucked. They are so fucked here. They are giga fucked. I think they still get away though. Is the thing. Yeah. Or no, they get. Oh no, they get 2 flashes. Or no, they get 1 flash, not 2 flashes. I don't know what I'm talking about. They did get Thal's flash though. So at the end of the day, not bad. You traded Kuzan's flash and Guger's flash for. Guger's flash. Guger flashing there was kind of goofy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not sure what he thought would happen, but now let's talk about this Baron call. Let's talk about why Seorabeol didn't think they'd do Baron. Let's talk about why Dynamics did Baron. We'll talk about why Seorabeol should have seen Dynamics doing Baron here. Let's look at the map state. Seorabeol has no vision. It's 20 minutes. It literally just hit 20 minutes. There is nothing else to fight over the map. And there's a big wave mid. They probably think that someone's gonna come catch this mid wave. So they're farming. Let's talk about why Dynamics do this. Again, no vision. They pop that. They pop this. Cacao is on the bottom side of the map. He's on the complete opposite side of the map of the Baron. Well, no, he's not on. Thal is on the complete opposite side of the map of the Baron. They see that. Denjung is walking to his turret. Kuzan sees that he's not in eyesight anywhere over here. Misfortune is just they spot Misfortune. I think no, they don't. Oh wait, that's actually a really good. Let's look at that. Blind as a bat. Let's talk about why they should have. Let's talk about why Seorabeol should have assumed they do Baron. Right here. You see that he clears that. You see Cougar clearing that. You see Kuzan still there. I don't understand why Seorabeol didn't think. I don't know why, for one. Like, how long has Thal been on the bottom side of the map? Holy shit. He was on the bottom side of the map. He was starting to rotate and he went back, I think, too. No, he was mid. Why does Thal not go top side? Why does he go bot side to farm? Like, right here? I would have if I were whoever the shot caller is for Seorabeol, I'm gonna assume that it's either Nova or Cacao. I would be like, hey, we're Maro Paz. Hey, how you doing? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but how you doing, buddy? Hello. But like, if you're Sotobo, why are you not telling Thal like right at this moment? Hey, it is Sangyun too. Hey, we're resetting. Being forced to reset here. Baron's going to be up. Can you at least start walking this way and check to see if they're doing it? Can you at least do that? And they just don't. What do you expect from tomorrow from the series? Can we get Sotobo into LCK? I don't know. Hierarchy says no because Sandbox didn't drop a game to Griffin, but I would like to think Sotobo is the better team. But again, I would like to think is the keyword there. I'd like to think that. So they get the Baron there for free when they shouldn't have. And they do it again next game too, which blows my mind even further. They get away with it twice. And Sung doesn't even, not even trying to go over. Rich even gives it away there. He's giving it away. Cal's like, nah, I'm gonna farm this ward. Sandbox played bad against Griffin, and then Sotobo, and then suddenly stomped Griffin. Sandbox played against Dynamics, not Sotobo. But I get what you mean. Yeah, Sandbox. Now, here's the thing. I thought Sandbox were bad because they got stomped by Dynamics. But Dynamics stomped Sotobo. So Dynamics are clearly the best team in this tournament. Very clearly. It's not. I'm going to make a video soon talking about momentum. How momentum's the biggest factor coming into a promotion tournament and why I think that is the reason why the promotion tournament is unhealthy. And Konggu is the best example of that. But I'm gonna make a video talking about more in depth because someone asked me to record me talking more in depth about how much momentum, how important momentum is for CK team. So I'm gonna make a video about that. But Dynamics don't. That's not the reason why they're promoting. They're promoting because they're the best team in the tournament. It's very obvious. They have 1, 2, 3 players that I think should be in the LCK. They have a player that I think could play in another region and do okay. Like Beyond and NA would be like a pretty good pickup, or Beyond, not in EU jungle pools. Actually, no. Like Beyond would be an upgrade. I shouldn't say that. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I don't want to get roasted. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Beyond would be I think Beyond would be an upgrade to somebody in EU, but I'm not gonna say who. Well, no, actually, I don't think that because Beyond just suddenly decided to stop smurfing. It's you made that mistake because they have similar names. I think that's at least that's why I think you made that mistake between the names. But the reason why I think I don't really need a VOD review Griffin because really the reason why they lost is because they had no idea how to execute their team comp, and that is again, I tell people this all the time for CK teams and trash tier LCK teams. Winning draft means absolutely nothing. Griffin won draft both those games, but they executed the draft so fucking poorly that it didn't matter that they won draft. Beyond seems like a CB LOL import. Oh god. Yes, he does, but I'd hate that. Oh. He'd be so good in a wildcard region though. Beyond, he would be so good in a wildcard region. Oh fuck, I hate saying that, but it's true. It's so true. God damn it. That hurts my heart. What about Rich performance? Rich played out of his fucking mind, and I love it. Oh, I can't. They showed a glimpse of his POV, his pro view, and I can't wait for pro view next split. I'm only gonna watch Rich pro view. That's the only reason I'm getting pro view is for Rich. I want to watch him play his POE. His APM is fucking nuts. He looks like LS, but not as Spazoid with his APM. He looks like Wind. He looks like Wind's APM. Wind has a really good APM. But yeah, tonight will be interesting. I'm gonna watch that on stream. Beyond blind checking that is a big yikes. Kuzan almost gets caught out. Oh, that's actually a team fight. I thought they were just gonna disengage off of that. I don't really remember much of what happened, which is why this is mostly why I wanted to do this VOD review. So beyond Dragon's about to come up, he's trying to get vision. It's like a minute before Dragon. I wouldn't expect them to be there either, but it's still a poor blind check without your team being there to back you up. Galio comes in for the ultimate here. Let's talk about this. Guger stunning Nova. Wait, what the fuck is Nova doing? Why does Nova clear the ward there instead of ulting Guger or somebody? Like if I'm Nova, like right there, I'm not clearing that ward. I'm moving up and I'm ulting Guger because Cosmic Radiance is gonna hit Kuzan and that's gonna fucking change this fight. And cool, you cleared the vision for them to know where Misfortune's ulting from anyway, and for the Misfortune ultimate to do absolutely nothing. Is Rich's Aatrox better than the Shy? Hell no. It's calm it down. Rich is like at best a top 6, top 5 top laner in CK. I don't know. I mean LCK. I don't know how Rich is. I mean I don't know how the Shy is doing, but I wouldn't say that his Aatrox is as good as this Shy. I would say his Aatrox is it's his own thing. He's a very aggressive. He's like He's like if you went to the discount store. You know, like the meme where it's like, can we have this at home? We already have that at home. That at home. Like Rich is basically the Shy at home, but not as severe. He's like the discount store of the Shy when it comes to his Aatrox play. He's not nearly as good as the Shy, but the playstyle is very similar. But yeah, Nova just throwing the team fight there, and Songyun fucking CSing is goofy too. So they have Baron for another minute 34. They're pushing in this mid-tier 1. Songyun's walking back to base. You lost a fight that you probably could have won. Kuzan was the worst of dynamics on today's series? No, Guger was. Guger was by far. Guger made some really poor plays. So let's talk about this fight a little bit more in depth. So it starts out really well. Why did Dahl not have hookshot? Where's Stahl's hookshot? Why did Stahl walk that direction? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about where it went wrong for Seorabeol this fight. Stahl walking that direction is the first mistake. You see Rich about to walk down. You shouldn't have walked that way. And you even see him walking up to you. Why do you continue to walk that way? Turn around. Galio probably should have saved ultimate for right there. Would have been a really good spot to ult get Cal. Nova shouldn't have been clearing that ward. He should have ulted Guger. If he gets a good angle on Guger ult, they end up like right here. And the Cosmic Radiance hits nobody except for Rich, who has it. So Kuzan ends up dying there. If you do that. Well, no, he doesn't, because Denchung just gets fucking destroyed anyway. So the Cosmic Radiance wasn't even really. But, like, just so many mistakes. Just thinking how Kuzan could be the worst of the team. One, you shouldn't let one promotion tournament decide who's the best and the worst players on this team. You should look at the team's history. And historically, with this specific core this year, I would probably say the best player was Kuzan, the second best player was Guger, FaZe, third best player was Guger, fourth best player was Rich, fifth best player was Beyond. Beyond was their liability all season, all regular season for Challengers Korea. However, in the form that they're in now, where everybody's playing out of their fucking minds and nobody's a liability, the fact that Kuzan is the worst player, you're absolutely right. It is very impressive. The fact that while they're in this form, Kuzan is the quote-unquote worst player. It's like how Rock's Tigers, when they won the LCK, it's like how Kuro was their quote-unquote worst player. He was their worst player, but he was still a good player. It's not like that's basically what's going on here. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. The fact that Kuzan is the quote unquote worst player is very impressive for this team. Someone was talking about how they should fucking someone was like, "Oh, Dynamic should pick up Viper." It's like, fuck no, they shouldn't pick up Viper. FaZe is 20 years old and he's playing like a madman. They should, like, there's no reason to reinvest. I think if Seorabeol promote, they need to pick up UCal, though. That's the only change I'd make to Seorabeol's roster, is picking up UCal. And maybe share time between Tarzan and Kakao and see if Tarzan wants to remotivate himself being a good player again. Another fight's about to happen. They didn't take the Dragon was enough. Right. So this is Cloud Soul. You don't. I don't think Seorabeol wants to force the fight here. Cloud Soul means nothing to this team except for the Aatrox. I really hope that Dynamics players stay together on the team and don't sign for other teams. If anybody leaves the team, it's not by their choice. Based on the interviews that I've read on Dynamics and based on what people have told me that work in the org, they are all really close and they all really enjoy playing together. So I think that if I don't think they would want to leave voluntarily, especially because like it's the last split of LCK before your team may or may not exist. Why not just stay together? Don't leave. Just stay together. Play it out. See what happens. I think they're signed to full year contracts anyway. How did that happen? What the hell? Hold on, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, Kuzan uses a W the moment he... Oh, that's actually fucking genius of him. He holds onto the package right as he comes down from the ultimate, he W's out. And Nova's stuck in that area. Alright, sorry, let's go over the fight more in depth here. Okay. Thal comes around on the flank. Ults Fiez to keep him locked down there. You have 3 members on Rich. That's enough said. Thal's left to 1v4 because Rich is fucking 1v3. And then they just come and help out Rich, who fucking takes forever to die. I think Aphelios gets a quadra kill here, right? No, Corki is the one that gets the double kill. But yeah, like at this point, it's just... Dynamics are in a position where it's impossible for them to lose the game. I want to see them against all the LCK teams. I think they will probably be 8th place. I think they will be 8th place in LCK. I don't think Dynamics, unless they, I think if they want to make a roster chain, they sign on a sub mid laner for Kuzan, because there were some matches this year with Dynamics where I was like, man, if Dynamics had a mid sub, if they had somebody to just like, Kuzan's obviously tilted. If they just had a mid sub here, I think that would save them from this match. I thought that a lot this year. So I think they need to get a sub for Kuzan, and they need to get someone to motivate. They need to get Tarzan to either motivate Tarzan or Beyond to play in the form that they should be. Because if Beyond plays like how he is right now in this tournament, if he had played like that the entire year, Dynamics would have won first place. Did Seorabeol pick set before Dynamics pick support? Yes, they blind picked the set. Because either Thal, Danchung, or Nova can play the set, but it's very obvious that Nova's going to play the set at this point with the amount of time that they've had him play it. It's a pick that he loves to play. Looking at the replay of this fight, Kakao seems really unsure of himself here. No, he doesn't. Never mind. Oh my fucking god. Beyond doesn't. This is the biggest flaw with Kakao. Look at this smite, how early it is. Beyond doesn't even have to smite and he secures the dragon. Seorabeol was terrified of a Guger set. I think Nova's the better set player between Nova and Guger. Like, look at that fucking. Look how disgusting that Aatrox is at this point of the game. You just can't win. Like, quite honestly, I would just forfeit and go next if I were Seorabeol. Obviously, you don't forfeit on stage. It's very ill-mannered. But, like, still, though. Oh, I have a... So I have a theory on why teams don't forfeit anymore. I have a theory. So like in the NFL, you have like performance bonuses. Like if you meet a certain milestone, you get a bonus. Like for running backs, like from like if you like almost every running back has something in their contract where if they break 1,000 yards, they get a certain amount of money for a bonus. I think that I have a theory that League of Legends teams have bonuses, some of them at least, and like they don't want to forfeit because they're like, well, man, I don't want to cuck him of his bonus. Also, you might win. You never know. It's very easy to throw, and especially in this meta. The obvious reason is because you don't. It's never impossible. It's never technically impossible to win. But I have a theory that that's like an underlying reason is performance bonuses. I wonder if that's a thing. I should ask somebody. I know who I could ask. I'll ask that. I obviously can't say the answer to that though. Whenever I find out, that would because contracts aren't public. That wouldn't be very nice for me to talk about that. Maybe I just shouldn't even ask. Yeah, I'm not even gonna ask. I think it's better if it's left in the imagination. I like that better. But yeah, Dynamics just win the game at this point, but let's watch the rest of it anyway. I think this is the last fight, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yeah, this is the last Hail Mary. So, teleport coming in here. And immediately zoned away by Rich. But Thal, luckily, does have a good spot to rotate to. What the fuck was that? Wait a minute. What just happened? Did he fuck up the hook shot? Oh. Oh, he was aiming there. He aimed at the wrong spot. Oh, that's a tragedy. We're doing this VOD review as much as I enjoy the live game. Yeah, that's what I like about watching VODs in depth is that like you learn about how teams work in specific and you're really impressed with how they work. And it makes you a fan of them. Dynamics especially. It's very interesting to see how they work as a team. I'm really happy because Quest, who works for Envin and is a friend of mine, asked me to make a list of questions for if I had any questions for Dynamics, and he asked them a lot of those questions. And that was really nice to see them answer questions that I had. Let's see here. But yeah, Dynamics win, easy peasy. Let's go next game. Wait, before I end the recording though, let's look at something specifically. Blah blah. What the fuck is up? Those I don't like those pins. They look really out of place, and they're not even straight. Going through all the highlights. I was really impressed by this play. That play really impressed me. The Guger shot calling really impresses me sometimes. I think that was a big part of Kongdu's success was edge smurfing and CK and Guger shot calling. You know what the weirdest thing about Kongdu is that one of them's a fucking LCK champion now. Fucking Roach. Could you imagine if SKT won Worlds and then Roach got to win a world championship? Yeah, good riddance to Silly though. Thank God Griffin got relegated. Good riddance to that company. Blah blah blah. Alright, let's talk about this. 10 turrets to 3, Seorabeol got both heralds, Dynamics got every single Drake. Dynamics got one Baron at 20 minutes, as we see. But what did I tell you? Past 15 minutes, Rek'Sai useless. What do you know? 15 minutes, the gold change leads, and Dynamics snowball out of control. Because all your kills put on the Rek'Sai instead of your carries. And Sotobol's carries like Thal and Songyun and Dancheng had to fight for scraps and past the 15-minute mark, and they can't because all their money went into Rek'Sai, who's useless to them now. Wow, Fuzan actually did more damage than I thought he did. That's pretty. Philips did a lot less damage than I thought he did. How did Songyun do 9.2k? I don't know. But yeah. Key points for Dynamics was not tilting the early game. It's playing slow and steady. They knew that the gold was going into the Rek'Sai, so 15 minutes they win the game. Rich smurfing on Aatrox. Kuzan doing what he should be with the Corki. Guger shot calling fantastic plays in the bot lane to get Aphelios nice and fed. Some fatal flaws for Sotobol's, like I said, Rek'Sai getting all the money. Really poor decision making, really poor teamfight choicing, really poor vision. Really poor. The biggest thing for them is decision making. Really, really poor decision making for them in this game. How much do CK players earn? Not a lot. They are very poorly paid, even compared to LCK players. I know some CK players who played for free. CK players are not very well paid. A lot of, and I'm not going to point out specific orgs, but it's not just the org that everybody's thinking. Like it's not like I'm not calling out the org that you're thinking of. It's a problem with a lot of orgs in CK. They don't pay their players. It's they either pay them chump change or they don't pay them. Dynamics, on the other hand, I think Dynamics, from what I've been told, Dynamics pay their players really well for a CK team. They're paying them like lower tier LCK players when they shouldn't even be paid that much. No, there's no public info about salaries. But yeah. A meme died when Dynamics. Yeah, I know. Rest in peace, the dynamic CK gatekeepers. Yeah. So ESS and ESS turned into Dynamics. ESS failed to promote, and then they failed to promote again. They got first seed twice in a row and failed to promote. And they were a bit of a meme. Fucking CK teams are killing memes. Like I had a meme about APK never being able to promote, and then they promoted. I had a meme about APK not even able to win playoffs or win CK, and then they in the same fucking split they win playoffs and then promote. And then I had a meme about Dynamics not being able to promote, and then they promote. I had a meme about Kakao being a CK booster, and he might not. I mean, an LCK booster might not even make it into LCK. It's wild. Who messaged me on Discord? But yeah, let's go to the next game.